Hello, my name is Nathan Cole, and I'm a professor of theater arts here at Ventura College. And I would like to welcome you to my proposal for Theater 17A, History of Musical Theater, as a fully online asynchronous course. We would like to welcome our stakeholders to this proposal, and we appreciate you taking the time this afternoon to attend. And we're sure you're asking yourselves, why are we the audience for this presentation? Well, the answer is simple. It's important to involve the stakeholders at the college or institution as a means of ensuring quality online instruction for e-learning programs. How we prepared? Well, we developed what's called a SWOT analysis, which is where we looked at the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats of the course in which we are proposing. One of the strengths at the institution and department level that we felt was important is that enrollment has increased in asynchronous online courses by 50% this past couple of years. One of the opportunities that we felt we could not ignore is that the course will be required for the musical theater program currently in development. If we're going to look at the positives, then we must also look at the negatives at the institution and department level. One of the biggest weaknesses that we feel is the lack of support for the performing arts because we are not considered as an essential discipline. One of the biggest threats is that there's an oversaturation of sections of Arts VO1 Arts Appreciation on our campus each semester. And if we're going to look at the institution and department level, then we must look at the most important stakeholder of all, and that's the student. One of the biggest strengths at the student level is we feel like there's stronger online support, which has increased over the past 2 years due to the pandemic. This includes tutoring, online library services, tech support, financial aid. An opportunity at the student level is that we feel this opens partnerships with local theater companies for not only backstage crew, but designers, students in music, and students in dance. One of the weaknesses at the student level is that there is a misconception that online courses are easier. And one of the threats is that many students lack appropriate access to working devices and technology. Let's talk about the potential populations for who our students might be. Our students will consist of musical theater majors at Ventura College, theater majors seeking to fill an ADT requirement for the transfer degree, and students from across the college, the district, and the state who seek a humanities or fine arts credit for their general ed requirement. So now let's talk a little bit about the course. Some of the assessments we're thinking of include experiential and discovery learning. Example would be create a lyric or a chorus from a particular time period, which would be a group project. A design project where students are asked to develop a concept for set, costumes, lights, sound, using only the materials that were available during a particular time period. Multimedia learning examples would be a critique of a recorded musical or operetta from an earlier time period. Use of Canvas Studio to reply to discussions. Situated learning, a critique of a live musical theater production and compare and contrast the dramatic elements and production values to earlier time periods, and also compare and contrast the audience behaviors of a modern audience to those from that particular time period as well. Why these types of assessments? Well, experiential learning requires students to engage in an activity, and it makes it more memorable. It allows students to reflect on their mistakes, on their successes, and it creates a stronger personal connection to the content. Students using multimedia learning requires cognitive pressing, which what that means is students are required to attend the materials that they're learning, take the concepts and organize them into cohesive ideas, and then integrate that content into knowledge that they already have. Finally, situated learning is best when it involves a community, and what better community than a group of musical theater students. It embodies specific beliefs, behaviors, and practices. And by placing the students in authentic situations, viewing an actual musical, which is what they're trying to learn how to do, knowledge is acquired, and it creates a pathway for the learner to move from novice to expert. Here are some of the tech tools that we're considering including in the course. Faculty should design an online course to be accessible from the beginning. Students with disabilities often fail to self-identify, and it's important to offer options when submitting or for completing an assignment. So you see a variety of accessibility tools that faculty can use, tech tools that we'll be using in Canvas, and external tools in which students will have options to use to submit and complete assignments. Finally, let's look at one of the most important components, and that's student support. Let's look at the support offered in the Learning Management System, Canvas. It's important to provide students with a variety of options to gain the specific technology skills needed to successfully participate in online coursework. Well, here are some of those options that students have. In Ventura College's Canvas shells, we have Introduction to Online Learning tutorials, Canvas student tours and tutorial videos, Getting Tech Ready tutorials, Canvas student quick start guides, computer readiness checks, 24/7 Canvas support, and 5 successful tips for using Canvas. Here are some of our student support services, which includes free Office 365, loaner Chromebooks and hotspots, VC online tutoring and NetTutor, along with online library access and Cash for College, and most important because of a pandemic, free mental health counseling. Here are some of the resources we use. We thank you very much for attending our presentation.